Mr. Jaloso, however you want to call me, Chico Black, Jaloso. But I want to speak about Drake not having a classic album. He's never had it. He don't have the genes for it. Plus, he's more of a pop, you know what I'm saying, slash wannabe hip hop rapper that never made it to that status. He's never been on that, you know what I'm saying, perspective. But ever since he got too comfortable into thinking that getting into the hip hop genre, that he can go ahead and feel like he belongs, you know what I'm saying, in the hip hop world. This man does not have a hip hop classic. When you talk about hip hop classic albums, you have to literally go back in the early 80s, mid 80s, late 80s, 90s, early 90s, mid 90s, and a little bit of the late, you know what I'm saying, 90s. Because in reality, Drake don't fit the profile. Drake is not even close into having a classic album. There is no way that you can categorize Drake into having a classic album. Take Care and all that shit, you know what I'm saying? Other albums that they classified as being classics, they're not even close to what late greats or even those that came from the Bible of hip hop. I'll name you a couple. Run DMC, KRS-One, Big Daddy Kane, Rakim, Nas, Busta Rhymes, Q-Tip, Tribe Called Quest, Beastie Boys, the list, NWA, the Ghetto Boys, Wu-Tang Clan, DMX, God bless his soul. You know what I'm saying? It's so many. And then you can't forget the women rappers like Lauryn Hill, Queen Latifah, MC Lyte, Salt and Pepper. You can't forget the women either. There is no such thing as Drake having the classic album. And Ebro is absolutely correct. If you are to ask anybody within hip hop or the hip hop genre, what do you consider a classic album? They're gonna look at you and start naming you rappers from the 80s and mid 90s. And you know, Kendrick Lamar, which is from this era, you know what I mean? Because this man has fucking classic albums already. How you think he's won so many Grammys? Because he's already staged into having classic albums. You know what I'm saying? Mad City? Is it Mad Kid City? That is labeled a classic album by Kendrick Lamar. But you can't forget Tupac, Biggie, Eminem, 50 Cent. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on, bro, of how many classic albums. Big Pun, you know what I mean? How they established that significant of being labeled and having classic albums. You can't forget Big Pun, God bless his soul. That's my dude right there. You know what I'm saying? There's so many from the East Coast, even the West Coast, that have contributed into, you know what I'm saying, putting together classic albums that Drake don't match up to it. Drake is not even close to it. Drake would be close into having classic albums. There's no way that you can put him in that position, in that category, in that perspective. There's no way. I don't care what nobody says. You understand what I'm saying? And for anybody to put themselves, or to even say that Drake has that level of respect already between the hip hop genre, because he ran the game for 15 or 20 years, because the machine helped him get to these levels and perspectives and numbers, and now it's being exposed how he has manipulated with Bob's payolas, inflated, you know, album sales, single sales, and all the shit that he's being exposed for. That even pushes the narrative not even to be exposed, not even to be on the same perspective, not even to be in the same circle as some of the artists that I just named. And I'm talking about Man, listen, if you talk about Tupac, Biggie, Eminem, DMX, Busta Rhymes, and some of the greats that Nas with Illmatic, and some of the greats from the old school, the 80s, that laid the platform, and you know what I'm saying? The perspective of having classics and repeating the same cycle, having classics, multiple classics. You can't forget Slick Rick, Tribe Called Quest, Outkast. I mean, the list just goes on and on, man. You know what I'm saying? Drake is not on that level. He will never be on that level. And I know Drake fans, they try to support him. They try to show love. They try to show appreciation when, Ebro said that he has no classic albums. And Drake appreciated his fans and stands coming out like that. Oh, thank y'all. I really do. Ebro says that I ain't got no classic album. Oh, poor boy. He just like that because he lost his job. He got fired. Ain't got nothing to do with that. Ebro spoke facts. Drake ain't got no classic albums. Let me tell you something. I just did a video about that. And it perfectly states that you had, the 2010, 2013, 2015, where your albums did numbers. And the reason why is because that's what was jumping at the time. That's what people wanted to hear. But you still have the same fucking charisma and the same agenda. You haven't changed your perspective. You haven't changed from that young engaging into the hip hop scene into you being 40. You still want to rap the same. You still want to be around teenagers as if you're 20 years old. You haven't grown from that perspective. You still want to rap like you rapping like you was in 2013 and 2014, 2015. No, bro. It's 2026. Your music has no meaning. It has no substance. It has no understanding. You want to keep rapping about, you know what I'm saying, clubs. I can't take away the fact that you rap about women. When it comes to women, he's one of the best. But when it comes to fucking making a classic album, like a lot of the artists that I just mentioned, you don't come close, Drake. You don't come near as a lot of the rappers that I just named. Even female rappers. You understand what I'm saying? Shit. MC Lyte, Queen Latifah, Salt and Pepper. They got music that have substance, that have meaning, that have clarity, that are labeled within the 80s as being classic albums. You ain't got none of that. The reason why you was pushed is because the machine is what kept you, inflating your music, for your music to be moved around, for people to find it as, yeah, that shit tight, that shit raw. But when you ask, hey, does Drake has a classic album? A lot of people are going to shake their head and say no, because there's no such thing as Drake having that. He doesn't have it in his jeans. He doesn't have it in his, in his pocket. He doesn't have it in his soul to be able to produce that type of production. He doesn't. You know what I'm saying? All the music that Drake has contributed is nowhere near Nas's or Biggie or Tupac or DMX. No, or Eminem's. It's nowhere near. I don't care what nobody says. Or the Wu-Tang Clan or Rakim or KRS-One. It's nowhere near. Or the Ghetto Boys or NWA or the Beastie Boys. There's no way. Or Busta Rhymes, Tribe Called Quest, Daz and the Facts, Redman, no, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, no way near. If you're talking about classic albums that people still can relate to and reflect to today, that they still listening to, that has passed 30, 20, 40 years, that means that album is still a classic album that people still love to hear. They don't get tired of it. They don't get bored of it. They put it on the top of their Rushmore. Drake's music is not like that. They don't see it like that. The only thing they see is a banger, you know what I'm saying, which after a certain amount of time, they just put on the shelf. And guess what? They don't bring it back up. I can tell you something. I could put Tupac, hit him up right now. And I guarantee you that shit's still gonna resonate as it did almost 30 years ago. I could put Biggie Smalls and it's still gonna resonate. I could put Big Pun and it's still gonna resonate. I could put a lot of shit of Rakim and it's still gonna resonate. I could put shit from Bone Thugs and Harmony. I could put shit from artists, Nas, especially Nas. You know what I'm saying? And the music is gonna resonate like it was just yesterday in today's era. And the reason why, because just like Eminem, they do music with the love, the passion, and dedication like Kendrick. They give it meaning. It sounds poetic. It's poetical. It's like, you know what? If I'm going to drop something, I'm going to give it meaning. I'm going to give it understanding. I'm going to give it justice. I'm going to make it to where people are going to listen to it and grasp to it and have some understanding and learn from it. The youth for them to understand what I'm rapping about, what's going on with the world. You know what I'm saying? Let me touch their souls. Let me touch their heart. Let me make them understand that it's just more than hip hop, that it's more than just making music. Let me be the algorithm to make it in a positive perspective for the youth. You know what I'm saying? So they can grow and they can teach and they can become prophets in hip hop themselves. You understand what I'm saying? Salute, King. Meaning makes the music preach that real shit. I'm gonna tell you something, Queen. Look, and thank you for coming through. I enjoy your live today. Did you end up making everybody commit suicide in the game, or did you lose? Cause I saw the new dude that came in. He didn't know who he was fucking with. So did you lose to him or did you win? Yeah, because everybody that was making it seem like, you didn't know what you was doing. So they would try to make it seem like you ain't beat everybody, but you had to let them know, yeah, y'all go ahead and let him know, like I ain't already beat all of y'all when I did or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I hope you did. You feel me? But I did enjoy your live. Thank you very much. You know what I'm saying? Love to keep you company. That's the type of dude I am. I'm down to earth, respect very much, and I keep it 100 just like you and talk a lot of shit just like you too, but with facts. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you tore all they ass apart? That's what I'm talking about, Queen. That's what I'm talking about. But and I did send you, if you look at the live, you remember you were talking about the tattoo Thug Life that Tupac, you know what I'm saying, it has a meaning. I send it to you live, but I'll say it to you regardless. Thug Life and Tupac tattoo means the hate you give little infants fucks everyone. Again, the hate you give little infants fucks everyone. That's why Tupac was the first rapper to put Thug Life in his stomach, because it has a meaning to it. Again, it means the hate you give little infants fucks everyone. And that's a fact. But back to Drake again. And I'm going to be realistic when it comes to Drake. What? Now you know, Queen. That's why I like to do my research. I've been a Tupac fan since God knows, but I'm also a fan of hip hop, and that's why I'm doing this Drake video, because Ebro, I don't know who Ebro is. He's a broadcaster that's been, following music and talking about music, and he's done interviews with some of the great rappers, but also, him and Drake have been going back and forth. You know what I'm saying? And he has some comments to say about Drake, of saying, does anybody don't even consider the fact that Drake doesn't even have a classic album? And I did a video saying, Ebro, that's not a surprise. We all know that. We all know that Drake don't got a classic album. The Machine might say that Take Care and two other albums between the 2010s and shit might say between 2010, 2013, 2015, and 2018, somewhere around like that. His albums were classics, but he's not in the same genre as a lot of the rappers that I just mentioned. He's not on the same page. He's not in the same token. He's not in the same circle or environment when it comes to rappers doing music that not only prospectively and respectively, touched their souls, touched their people to make a difference, made a difference in the youth, even changed the perspective and how the people in the world saw them as people, as artists, as humans, how they touched, the hearts and soul and captivated so many people. If you go back 20 or 30, even 35 to 40 years in hip hop, there's only several artists that have that stability and credibility to having classic albums. Just like female rappers, I just named a couple in the starting of this video: Queen Latifah, MC Lyte, Salt and Pepper. You know what I'm saying? And for people within hip hop not to recognize sisters for being also the golden peak of hip hop, that'll be so disrespectful. MC Lyte was my favorite rapper back then as a female, and bro, she was better than probably 60 or 70% of rappers back then. I know Ebro, he just lost his show. Yes, sir. Yes, sorry about that. Yes, Queen, you're absolutely right. Take Care is Drake's only classic album. I definitely agree. I don't even think Take Care is a classic album. And the reason why I said it is because you have to literally have an algorithm and mechanism when it comes to that perspective and circle. Okay, I'll give you an example. Nas' album, Illmatic, that's a classic album. Tupac's album, All Eyes on Me and Me Against the World, those are classic albums. Biggie, Ready to Die, and Life After Death, you know what I'm saying, which is the album that came out right after he died. Those are classic albums. KRS-One, his first album, second album, classic albums. Big Daddy Kane, first album, second, third album, classic albums. You got Lauryn Hill. That was a bad sister right there. She was better than most rappers at that era when she was out with the Fugees. Classic albums. I love every bit of Lauryn Hill's albums. Not only that, you had Queen Latifah, you know what I'm saying? You even had Yo-Yo, you had Cleopatra, God bless her soul, she died too young. It's just a lot of other rappers that you can definitely say that were more better, 10 times more into the hip-hop genre, the circle within hip-hop than Drake himself. I don't care what nobody says. Drake does pop music. He does music for women. But when he started getting into the hip-hop world, even Lil Wayne told him, look, true story, because Lil Wayne did the interview. This is about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. He came out with the interview. He said, look, Drake, don't get tattoos. Don't get gangster. Don't act gangster. Just be yourself. Don't try to be me. Don't try to be nobody else. Just be that Canadian rapper that we know that you can be through your love music to women, and don't go out of your perspective thinking that you are that gangster. But then when he was used and abused by Rap-A-Lot Records, which is Jay Prince, he started rapping about mob ties, that he was with the shit. He started pointing fingers like he had a gun, like he was a killer. And Kendrick Lamar was like, bruh, you're not even half of that, bruh. You're just a motherfucking pop / wannabe gangster rap singer that just resonated into the hip hop world because you was accepted. You was given a pass. And one thing that hip-hop doesn't allow, hip-hop does not allow passes that easily. And especially you coming from another country or you coming from another perspective. And then you want to disrespect hip-hop by saying that London and New England and Britain has better rappers than the U.S. rappers. You understand? That's contradicting yourself. And I'm going to be honest with you. The rapper that has had it so hard because of his skin color is Eminem. And Eminem, to me, is my second greatest rapper of all time. He's the greatest lyricist to ever to get in a pen and paper. There's no doubt about that. But Tupac is my GOAT because I grew up with Tupac. I saw what he went through. I read his life story with, him being born into the Black Panther, his mother, his father, his stepfather, Mutulu Shakur, being Black Panther members. And Tupac rap what he lived. But he never claimed that he was a gangster or he was a killer or none of that shit. Tupac, like I told you, Queen, was a revolutionary rapper. Why? Because that's what he was taught. He was the offspring of the Black Panthers. And you saw what happened to him for exposing the truth to the government. But that's another video. I'm talking about Drake right now. And Drake cannot symbolize, or Drake cannot come even close to a lot of the great rappers that really, you see, it's not really hip hop to the people, except her song Fake Love is really good. Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with that, Queen. I'm not going to disagree with a lot of things when it comes to Drake being a pop singer or, him doing that type of music that will make you bop your head in the club, you know what I'm saying? Or make you just feel good where people just get down, where it's not that type of music that is going to touch your fucking soul, that is going to touch your heart. But as we all know, Drake is a thief. Look how much music he stole from The Weeknd. Look how much music he stole from the artists. Look, all the ghostwriters that gave him these classic albums that they so called, but he never gave them respect. He never showed them respect. He took all the credit for himself, and that's why I don't respect Drake. Instead of you being a man and saying, man, I didn't wrote these songs, I had ghostwriters, but I want to give my appreciation and thanks to them. No, he took the credit for himself. That's Queen. That's not being a lyricist. Now, let me tell you something. I'll give you an example. Eminem, Tupac, Biggie, Jay-Z, Kendrick Lamar. They all write their own music. Well, Tupac and Biggie wrote their own music. Jay-Z never wrote music. He just freestyles it out of his head like Lil Wayne. And just like Biggie did. But these are like Lupe Fiasco. Lupe Fiasco is a beast. Then you got, you know what I'm saying? Hobson. I don't know if you know about Hobson. Hobson is a killer. Then you got, Immortal Technique. And I don't know if you ever heard about this rapper. His name is K Rhino. One of the greatest lyricists that never gets played, never gets radio play or airtime. Why? Because he talks about the government. He talks about the corruption. And he is a billion times better than Drake any day. But that's why I feel that Drake will never be between that hip-hop sector where he will have an album that will be named or even be designated as him having a classic album. This man does not have a classic album. I'm sorry. And I'm going to do it in his voice. They know that by the stands and the people that just manipulate, just like Drake inflated his albums, his singles, just like the machine helped them to get there out of a 15, 20-year period. You telling me that his albums are within the same genre as Eminem, as Nas, as Tupac, as Biggie, as Big Pun, as Busta Rhymes, as DMX, God bless his soul. You, what? KRS-One, Big Daddy Kane, Rakim, Wu-Tang Clan, the Beastie Boys? What, man, watch out, man. Stop it, bruh. You can't forget Tribe Called Quest. There's so much legendaries that have, I can't forget LL Cool J. Oh my God, what is wrong with me? LL Cool J, NWA, Ice Cube, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg. Come on, man. Stop the boo. EMPD, Eric Sherman. Come on, man. You have Redman, all these people that have really dropped really classical fucking albums that don't get the respect that they deserve. Bone Thugs and Harmony, another group that don't get the respect that they deserve, but they themselves have classic albums. The Ghetto Boys, Scarface and all of them, they don't even get the respect that they deserve. Do you know that the Ghetto Boys have been out for more than 30-some years and Scarface has never gotten an award? But guess what? He was born in the era in the late 80s when, Run DMC and Pac and Big and all the boys were out. And they never have given Scarface from the Ghetto Boys the respect that he deserves. Never. I'm a huge hip hop head. I used to be into battle rap, so I be knowing. You see what I'm saying? I used to be a freestyler, and I used to do battles myself. You know what I mean? I was the only Chico Black because I'm Puerto Rican, Cuban, Jamaican Black. You know what I'm saying? So I got all three culturalisms. I speak all three culturalisms, and I love all my culturalisms. Yep, I speak Patois, I speak English, and I speak Spanish. And I was the only Chico Black rapping with everybody. You know what I'm saying? I felt like I was the Chico Eminem at the time because everybody was looking at me weird, like, damn, why is this Chico here? But guess what? Latins are just as black as blacks, and blacks are just as much as Latins as blacks. So, you know what I'm saying? My mom always taught me, don't you ever be racist. But that's another video. And guess what? I grew up in the hood. I grew up in the gutter. That's where I'm from. And my mom had to bust ass working 2 jobs. But she never told me, hey, turn off that music. I don't want to hear that music. I don't want to hear that shit. No. My mom fell in love with hip hop when she heard Tupac, Dear Mama. My mama really didn't like hip hop at first. But when she saw Ice-T do the movie Colors, and then New Jack City, my mom fell in love with Ice-T. That is a man. She loved herself some Ice-T. And then when she heard Tupac, Dear Mama, me and my mom got closer. So I gotta definitely thank Tupac when he did Dear Mama, because me and my mama at the time was going through some things, you know what I'm saying? And when I played Dear Mama, man, that song together got me, my mom, and my brother all together to bond together again. Unfortunately, like I told you, Queen, earlier, my brother passed away 2 years ago. I just paid him a visit, you know what I'm saying, at the beach where we threw his ashes at, you know what I'm saying? So when it comes to hip hop, I am very founded and I am very much in touch and I'm very much appreciated and respected when it comes to the genre of hip hop and classic albums. Most Cubans have definitely more black heritage than Puerto Ricans do. I'm going to tell you something, Queen. Puerto Ricans are more black than Cubans. And Cubans do have more black, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to the skin tone, because I've been to Cuba, I got family there, and also Puerto Rico, and I got family members that are purple. I'm talking about they so dark, they make charcoal look like shit, and I love them to death. I love them to death. Why? Because they're my bloodline. They're my family. And my mom taught me never to be racist. That's one of the biggest respects that I got for my old girl. Taught me never to be racist. Because if you put a white baby, a black baby, a Chico baby, a Chinese baby together, what are they going to do? They're going to play with each other. They're going to grow up, loving each other, respecting each other. The only way that they will turn on each other is if you teach them how to hate. If you teach them how to be racist. That's the only time that cultures will turn on each other, because of what they taught by their family, by friends, or by people that are ignorant and fucking stupid. You see, I don't like government. And anything that has to do with a police badge that is crooked, I don't care if you white, Latin, black, raspberry red, purple, green. If you're a crooked police officer, and if you just a police officer that fuck with black and Latin people for no reason, I fucking hate you. I don't like you. I can tell you speak on hip hop with passion. That's what made me subscribe. You know what, Queen? I'm gonna tell you something. You know what I hate from Drake? You know what I don't like from Drake is that you using your platform to manipulate hip hop, real hip hop heads that really love hip hop, that really take hip hop in consideration. You know what? I grew up through hip hop, going through racism time, police brutality time, through the crack epidemic time, when I lost my family times. And Tupac was the rapper that resonated with me more. You know what I'm saying? But I can't forget Wu-Tang, Method Man, all the boys from the Wu-Tang 36 Chambers, Old Dirty Bastard, RZA, all them boys, you feel me? I can't forget Ghostface Killer, who else? Oh my God, it's all of them. But also with Big Pun. But I can't forget my late other rappers like Daz and the Fat, like Redman. You know what I'm saying? I can't forget Busta Rhymes, Q-Tip, Tribe Called Quest. There was so many of them. And then my babies. You have MC Lyte, Queen Latifah, Salt and Pepper. You know what I'm saying? And Drake don't have that personas. Drake don't have them same values. Drake doesn't have that chemistry that will make me feel that he is within him having a classic album. There's no way, mama. There's no way. Drake, hey, how you doing? Thank you so much for coming in back. It's been a minute. How you doing? Drake doesn't have a classic album. He may have a few hit songs, but it's debated. But I'm going to tell you something, Dak. First of all, thank you for coming in. You know what I'm saying? And everybody, please, that comes into the live, y'all embrace each other. Y'all chat with each other, because when it comes to my channel, I don't like hate or anything. I want everybody to get along. I'm very passionate when I talk. I'm very much in tone with what I say. But I would love for everyone to get along, and you know what I'm saying, just talk within each other and keep the chat going. I know I'm a little small YouTube content creator, but sooner or later, God will bless me to get where I used to be at one time, because shit, that's another video that I will do, because I've been on YouTube for so long, but I lost somebody very important in my life. And I stepped away from YouTube for years, and now I'm just coming back to getting myself back together and finding my routine back into YouTube. But yeah, I lost somebody very special, and that shit fucked me up really bad. But back to Drake. And, Drake has this way of lying like LeBron James, and manipulating people like LeBron James, and manipulating women. You know what I'm saying? That it's almost believable to a point that it's non-existent, that it's just basura and trash what comes out of his mouth. And if you really pay attention, there's no substance. There's nothing that could hold them into that perspective or ground of me or anyone that is a lover of hip hop and saying, dawg, that's a fucking classic, dawg. That shit is raw as fuck, dawg. There's nothing that obtains to that level. And him disrespecting his peoples that were in the same label, and him stealing and him crafting from other rappers and taking other people's stilo like he did with XXXTentacion. God bless his soul. And XXXTentacion lived 13 miles from where I'm at right now. See, I'm in Dade County in Miami. XXXTentacion used to live in Broward County. That's 13 miles from where I'm from right now. And, Drake has done that through his whole career. He pays you respects. He goes ahead and works with you, but slowly but surely, he's there stealing your style, stealing your swag, stealing your flows, stealing everything he could get. So once he got all that fabricated within his, his narrative, he's going to do you exactly what he's done to so many people that has worked with him. And then another thing, his obsession with women. And to be honest, there's nothing within his music that's going to touch me when he talks about even women. And don't get me wrong, Drake is the man to go to when he talks about women. Shit, he be having me all up in my feelings and shit. I'm not gonna lie. But do I call those classics? No. They're just music to, vibe, and it gets you thinking for a minute when it comes to women. Now, when it comes to that gangster shit, no. No. He jumped on smaller artists' waves to stay relevant and rap, and it was working for a while, but I wasn't falling for that shit. Hey, FC, thank you so much for coming in. Y'all go ahead. Like I said, when y'all come into my live, small contact YouTube creator, but y'all get along with each other. You know what I'm saying? Y'all sub to each other, get to know each other. That's what I want. That's how I want my channel to be like. Everybody respects one another. But let me get back to Drake. Drake is not that rapper. I'm sorry to tell you. Drake is not that rapper that you're going to wake up and say, oh shit, you know that Drake is in Kendrick Lamar's level? You know that Drake is in Tupac's level? You know that Drake is in fucking Eminem's level? He'll never be in Eminem's level. Hell no. Or Drake is in Biggie's level, or Drake is in DMX level, or Drake is in Nas, or fucking Redman, or fucking Method Man, or Wu-Tang, or Busta Rhymes. He would never be. Or Hobson, or Token, or Immortal Technique, or K Rhino. He will never, or Big Pun. He will never be in these people's fucking perspectives. Never. And I'll be honest with you. There's female rappers from back then and now that are 10 times better than Drake. It is what it is. So for people not to... Hey, Dial, how you doing? Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate that. You understand? Thank you so much. Like I said, Dial, go ahead, counteract with everybody in the live. Y'all get along, sub to each other's channel. That's what I'm talking about. I want my channel for everybody that comes into the live to respect one another, vibe with each other, get to know each other, or at least just vibe while y'all on the live. You feel me? I'm very passionate of when I don't even know why I get so passionate when I talk about things like that. I guess it's in my blood, you know what I'm saying? And plus, being a hip-hop student, being a rapper, being a freestyle rapper myself, now I'm in my 40s, you know what I'm saying? So I'm more calmed down, making sure I take care of the old girl, making sure that I do what I need to do to survive and bust my ass, but I still have my content. I'm still going to reflect on how I feel about certain things, and I have the right to reflect on it. And I just feel that Drake would never have a classic album. I feel like Drake is just a fucking bullshitter that manipulated the game for so long, and he tried to bite the hand that fed him, and that's why he's not even mentioned. When was the last time that Drake had a hit, y'all? When was the last time that we even heard a song of Drake for a whole week or a whole month? When was the last time you heard one of your cousins or one of your homegirls or one of your homeboys say, hey, boy, that club was crazy, boy. Hey, Drake had everybody in the club clowning my nigga. Goddamn. You haven't heard that in almost 3 years. You haven't heard anything of Drake dropping that resonates and hits hard, or even has people bopping their heads the reason why Kendrick Lamar. And I'm going to tell you something, and it resonates to everybody. If you don't have a classic album and you're not recognized for having a classic album, yeah, you might be a part of hip-hop, or think that you're a part of hip-hop, but you're not going to be aligned with the greats. You're not going to be aligned with the GOATs. You're not going to be aligned with those that have contributed and paid homage and done their job in hip-hop for you to even be respected or be saluted by those that come after you. Why? Because that's what the students want to do. They want to be able to craft and learn and be able to build. You know what I'm saying? And bring clarity towards what they bring into the table. And if you don't got nobody clarifying that came before you, then how you going to become a better student? How you going to be a better hip-hop student? You're not. It's like, you know what? You got to be the caterpillar like Eminem and Royce 5'9" did that song. You have to be the caterpillar before you even become the butterfly. If you want to be the butterfly without learning and not becoming the caterpillar, then how in the fuck you going to extend your vocabulary, your sentences, your poetic, you know what I'm saying, substance when it comes to having meaning to your music and having a classic album? You're not. You're going to be whack as fuck. And that's why I know Drake will be measured to them statistics or that status or even in that level. You know, I'm going to be honest with you. You know how many rappers right now that are not mentioned, that have been vanished from hip hop, have classic albums, and they don't get that homage and respect that they deserve. But those that really respect hip-hop and really knows about hip-hop, they pay respect to them rappers, because if it wasn't for them, hip-hop would not be where it is today. And I'm going to tell you, hip-hop in a way has slumbered the fuck down when it comes to lyrics, when it comes to perspectives of battling and engaging and challenging themselves like old school rappers did. It's not even close. You know, and especially to these 2000s that mostly mumble rappers have been taking over the game. So I'm glad that the old heads are coming out. You know what I'm saying? Showing homage and doing their thing and taking the game where it belongs. So I'm proud of Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar is doing his thing, but I'm also proud of T.I. Even though Delmonte is rapping better than T.I. right now, but T.I. already paid homage to hip-hop, did his thing to hip-hop. He already is certified as, you know, T.I., I believe he has 2 classic albums that still to this day, I don't care if I'm in Atlanta or New York or anywhere, people gonna be talking about it, just like Kendrick Lamar's. So when it comes to Drake really resembling that manner, that perspective, and that scenery of him having classic albums, show me. Prove it to me. Let me see what makes these albums so classic. Because I'm going to tell you something. It's been, 30 years since Tupac did Hit 'Em Up. Just for an example. I'm just using Tupac as an example. And every time I play Hit 'Em Up, as if I was hearing it when it first came out. Illmatic, the whole album. Every time I play it, it was like I was hearing it for the first time. You know what I'm saying? Or like DMX, When Hell Is Hot. Every time I play it, it was like I was hearing it for the first time. You know, like albums like KRS albums and so many great, like Big Daddy Kane, Rakim, Beastie Boys, you know what I'm saying? The Wu-Tang 36 Chambers, Dirty Bastard, God bless his soul. So many of them. Biggie's albums, it was like I was hearing it, yes, you know, when they first came out. Eminem, I would never get tired of Eminem. I don't give a damn what album you give me of Eminem. From his first album, Infinite, to his last album now, Murder to Be Murdered By. I would never get tired of Eminem. Why? Because he gives you something beautiful every time. So every time I play Eminem, it's like me listening to for the first time. And these are artists that I know that I can definitely stick my neck out for and show the respect and know that they got classic albums. And I'm glad that run is done. He over saturated rap with his microwave music, and none of it's memorable today, especially these last 4. Even his fans hated those. Listen, Drake has came out with 57 songs since, you know, for about 2 years and a half now. It's going almost on 3 since 2024. 50 songs plus, and none of them have made number 1. None. Only Nokia. It hit number 2, and that was it. And as you can see, Nokia was written by somebody else. Even the hook was written by somebody else. And guess from who? From an African kid. I seen the African kid in TikTok, doing the chorus and shit. You know what I'm saying? Baby girl, let me see you turn around. Let me see you twirl. Hey, that chorus was so stupid and funny. But you know what? People liked it. And it was number 2. But only number 2 for what? 5-6 weeks? And then it went back down because Luther from Kendrick Lamar and Sizzla was on top of the charts at the time. And Not Like Us was still there, and a couple of other songs for Kendrick was still, in the top of the Billboard charts. But Luther was was the top number 1. But when I heard that shit, baby girl, let me see you turn around, let me see you twirl, I was like, what the fuck am I listening to? Yo, this dude has no substance. There's nothing that nobody can tell me. You know what, chat? Name me a classic album that Drake got. Like Cat Williams, I'll wait. If y'all know a classic album that Drake got, let me hear it from y'all. Let me hear it. Because he doesn't have a classic album. He doesn't. And that's the fucked up thing about it, that people don't understand. That he used his way, he manipulated his way because of the machine helping him. And that's why people resonated into believing that all his albums that were mostly pop and R&B albums / with hip hop were classic albums, especially Take Care. No. I'm going to tell y'all like my little niece. No. She got a cute little voice. My little niece, when she get mad or some shit, and you try to tell her what to do, she be like, no. Well, I'm going to tell you the same thing when it comes to Drake having any hip-hop classic albums. No. And I'll be honest, yes, Certified Lover Boy, they say that they classify them as being classic albums. But when you look into the hip-hop Bible, my queen, Certified Lover Boy or even Take Care are not there. What I'm telling you is, look in the hip-hop Bible. And what I mean by the hip-hop Bible, this is a Bible that New York created. And they created it for the best lyricists to ever touch a microphone. And KRS-One is one of the writers from that hip-hop Bible. You have African Bambaataa, you have fucking Big Daddy Kane, you have fucking Rakim, and so many others. LL Cool J, you had Kool Moe Dee and Slick Rick, and so many others that corresponded in that hip hop Bible. Run DMC, Sugar Hill Gang, hip hop, the Hibbit to the Hibbit, yes. And so many others that contribute to the hip hop Bible. And this hip hop Bible has a rule. If you do not bring lyrics to the table, or you can't be a rapper that is consistently bringing that metaphors, double entendres, triple entendres, and you can't make a song or album that will resonate from then to 20 years from then that's not a hip-hop classic at all. Drake, for sure, isn't a lyricist. He's more of a mood kind of artist. That's why he lost against Kendrick, But I'm going to tell you something. You got a lot of rappers that have lost to rappers when it comes to hip-hop. If y'all ever heard the Eminem song when he says, it wasn't even about race. It was about if you could spit, then you could spit, and that's just what it was. If you lost, you put up your head and you shook the man's hand and you moved on. That's what made you stronger, made you write better, made you want to become a better rapper and a better lyricist. But in Drake's perspective, it's like, I'm gonna sue you, Kendrick. I'm gonna sue you, UMG. Not like us. He called me a pedophile. He said that, hey, that I fuck with minors. That was it. That was it for me. That was it for me. Drake has no classic if that's the standard. No, he has no classics. But just like you funny as fuck, because you made me laugh, Queen, when I was in your live. Now it's my turn to make you laugh. When Drake pointed the finger at UMG and Kendrick Lamar for Not Like Us, this dude was literally crying in court. I want Not Like Us not to be played no more. I said, oh, Lord have mercy. That's why I can't put him in the hip-hop category. I can't put him there. I'm sorry. I can't see him being in the same standard as a lot of the artists and rappers that I just named you. You know, Drake music, where it would have been in the early 80s, mid 80s, late 80s, early 90s, and mid 90s. You know where it would have been at, Queen? In the garbage. They would have been like, man, look at this soft ass rapper. Talk about he want to sue me because my lyrics were better than his. My album is better than his. My song was better than his. Oh, they would have put Drake in a coffin, bro. What? Man, play with it if you want to. They would have put Drake in a coffin. I'm not even much lying to y'all, bro. And that's why I can't respect him. He's definitely a sore loser. LOL. I mean, look at him. Look at him, though. I'm laughing my ass off. Yeah, he went outside. Of course he went outside, Queen. And the reason why he went outside, because he even said it himself. Queen, I do my research. I'm a nerd. I'm like a scientist, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to the universe and when it comes to planets and all that shit, I love to do my research while I do the same when it comes to hip hop. Drake said before he battled Kendrick Lamar, he said in the interview, if I ever lose a rap battle, I will self-destruct. Guess what? He is self-destructing. Bad. Humiliatedly. Embarrassing. Like he said, embarrassing. Yeah, he's embarrassing the fuck out himself. He's embarrassing his so-called legacy. What legacy? You stole your legacy. You fabricated your legacy. You inflated your legacy. You let ghostwriters write your legacy. You chokehold your legacy. You basically disrespected the standards of hip-hop. If you can't write your own music, and if you have somebody else writing your own lyrics, that doesn't make you a hip-hop artist. That doesn't make you a legendary artist in hip-hop. That doesn't make you a GOAT in hip-hop. That makes you a copycat. That makes you a person that just visited hip-hop for the meantime and just wanted to perpetrate yourself and to be one of the legends and one of the GOATs that ever did it. I'm sorry, you're not in that page. It's just what it is. And that's why I would love for everybody to always do y'all research on anything. You know, I'm the type of person that I like to say, y'all don't have to believe me. Y'all do your own research. Y'all see what's up. Y'all see for yourselves. Just like God said, don't trust in men, trust in me. Well, I have that same type of metaphor myself. But when I talk with facts because I do my research. I like to study. I'm like a nerd. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to reading books, when it comes to studying shit and making sure that I come with facts and I come correct and I come with proper evidence and proof, I have to do my research. So I don't care if it takes 5 days, 10 days, I'm going to do what I have to do. And when it comes to Drake, I know this man from head to toe. No disrespect and no P. Diddy. But this man is a thief. He's a fraud. He's a conniving fucking bop and payola and inflated wannabe slash mob tie gangster rapper that don't get enough out of cheating the game itself. He just got fucking caught in Spotify for bopping music with 21 Savage. And I'm talking about millions and millions and millions of bops. Not bops, but numbers. I'm sorry, numbers. And all these allegations that he's going through with, with gambling and other shit that has to do with the music genre itself and the industry itself. And then his biggest problem is that he sued the same people that were feeding him. Oh, I got $400 million from y'all. Well, you know what? I want to get out this record label. If not, y'all can give me $2 billion. But since y'all not giving it to me, I'm going to sue you. I'm going to sue Kendrick Lamar. And I'm going to make y'all pay me $2,000 because I'm rapping. I'm doing this for the rappers so they can have their own freedom of speech and they can be protected from the machine. Motherfucker, for 15 or 20 years, the machine was fucking inflating your music and did bops and payolas for you to be on top for that long because your music can't resonate with real hip-hop rappers. I'm sorry. Drake is oh yeah, you know what, you absolutely right. And a lot of people don't see that. A lot of people do not see that shit, and that's the problem. So that's why I say, y'all go in and do y'all research. You know what I'm saying? I know what I know because I do my research. I do my diligence. You know what I mean? I just don't go on here just to rap out my mouth, just to talk shit. Nah, I don't get down like that. But let me see what UMG, yes, he definitely bit the hand that fed him. Now they're exposing how he used bops and Spotify to inflate his numbers, etc. This is fact speaking. Of course, I'm going to speak all of it because I know it. The whole Young Money is an embarrassment at this point. All three of them. Yup. Lil Wayne, fucking look at Nicki Minaj. She went mega all the way. She don't even know that Donald Trump is using her ass. He is literally using her. But that's another video. But you absolutely right. The whole Young Money is a fucking joke right now. And it's so disappointing because I fuck with Lil Wayne. I've been fucking with Lil Wayne when he was with Young Money. You know what I'm saying? When it was the hot boys be on fire. The hot boys be on fire. Yup. And look. I don't know what it is. If he's catching Alzheimer's, he's forgetting his music. He needs a teleprompter. Every time he raps, he's screaming in his concerts. People are walking away from his concerts because he's losing it. I don't know if it's that lean that is causing that problem, but he needs help. You know what I'm saying? But that's my dude. I've been fucking with Lil Wayne since he started with Cash Money. And he built Cash Money and Young Money. But lately, look what Young Money has gone to fucking hell. It's gone to fucking disastrous, chaotically, and a real negative aspect. But Drake is the one that really disappoints me the most because you know your boy is going through that. Oh, no, and don't get me wrong. When Lil Wayne was in jail, you turn around and fuck his girl and go to jail and tell him, oh yeah, I fucked your girl. What kind of friend you is? And then to apologize, you do Lil Wayne tattoo in your fucking left hand. Just like with LeBron James. And when LeBron James, from your perspective, decided to go with Kendrick Lamar, you erase his tattoo to get my boy SAG tattoo that played with the Oklahoma Thunders. And he even had to look at you like, what the fuck is this dude doing? Is this dude really doing that shit? But you should have helped Lil Wayne, Drake. You should have been there because he was there for you. He's the one that looked out for you. He's the one that gave you the opportunity. But instead, all you wanted was the credit for yourself. You were just looking out for yourself. You only care about yourself. So there's a lot, you know what I'm saying, that Drake don't want people to know about him. Drake was never a gangster. Drake was never a shooter. Drake never lived that life. Drake was born in middle class. Drake always had a good life. And there's interviews of Drake, even though he's black, half black, There's interviews of Drake before he even became famous using the word Nigger. I don't want to say it because I don't want to disrespect. But there's interviews of him using that word. You know, I like that. Y'all can go ahead and find it. It's out there. So you see, Drake wasn't born in that genre, even though his father was a musician. But Drake never was poor. He never came up from the bottom, started from the bottom. You know that song? Started from the bottom, now we're here. No, bitch, you was already born in middle class. You was already living good. At the age of 13, you joined the show Degrassi, where you played Jimmy. You was getting paid already, what? $150,000? You know what I'm saying? Just for joining the show? Man, get the fuck out of here. Oh, and for all of y'all that don't know, Drake was playing Jimmy all along because Drake was going to sue the show because he didn't want to play the wheelchair Jimmy no more. So he was going to sue the show if they didn't get him to play a new role within the show. So you see, Drake already had it in him. He was already being Jimmy in real life, just like he was in the rap game. Being a little baby. I'm gonna sue y'all. I don't want to play Jimmy no more. You see? He's half Jewish. He was never going to be poor. Of course not. Hey, how you doing, Isis back? I think you already believe say hi, right? Yeah, you was already in here. But since you saying hi, I'm saying hi again. You know what I'm saying? God bless you and thank you for coming in for real. It's been a minute. Because usually you used to answer, you used to comment on my videos. So it's been a minute. Thank you for coming in. I really do appreciate it for real. I appreciate everybody coming into my life for real. You know what I'm saying? I went to go see my brother in the ocean. We threw his ashes in the ocean. It's been 2 years now. He's not here with us no more. But I had to go pay my respect. I miss him a lot. You know what I mean? And it's hard to deal with, but hey, I live for him, you know what I'm saying? And making sure, like he told me, make sure that mom is taken care of, you know what I mean? And me and my sister and my mom's husband, we making sure that is always there, you know what I'm saying? Taking care of the old girl. But I just want to thank everybody, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to be honest with y'all. It's hard. I've lost a lot of people in my life, but, I just want to go ahead and always acknowledge the fact that, pay my respect and pay my homage to those that, came before me, and especially when it comes to blood. But thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it for real. All of you. Thank y'all so much. I pushed that high button on accident. Oh, for real? It's okay. You good. But just thank you for being here. You know what I'm saying? But let me keep talking about this Drake, man. Drake, he thought that he had it all figured out. He thought that he could maneuver and manipulate his way for people to think that he would be within the great genre when it came to being in the same circle or in the same environment as Nas, as Big, as Pac, as M. Look, 50 Cent is putting out garbage right now. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. But, bruh, that Richard Get Tried, that man sold 13 million albums. That's a classic itself already. Kendrick Lamar, DMX, and so many others. Big Pun, NWA, LL Cool J, Kanye West. So many that have fucking contributed to hip hop. To have like Jay-Z, even though I don't like Jay-Z, but he still got classic albums that people fuck with. Nas, Nas' album Illmatic is Stillmatic. They're still named as two of the greatest, most classic hip-hop albums to ever to come out. And it's been, almost double-digit years. Name me an album of Drake that has been a classic and has been represented double-digit years like any fucking artist that I just named you right now. Like Cat Williams, I'll wait. None. Because there's no album that can touch every classic album of artists that I just named you. He can never come close to them. He can never resemble them. He can never even be in the same list or in the same post or in the same category. And I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of his fans are defending him, are fighting the fact that Drake is the greatest of all time. Every time I hear that shit, it makes me want to throw up. Because they don't see that if it wasn't for rappers in the 80s and 90s, Drake music would have never touched base with America. I'm sorry to tell you. The only rapper at the time that was from New England, that was raw as fuck, that still music resembled to this day, was Slick Rick. Slick Rick music. Slick Rick is from New England, but he was a rapper from the 80s. And Slick Rick was no joke. He was a fucking straight storyteller. And he was respected because he showed so much respect towards hip hop. Mona Lisa. Once upon a time, not long ago, that meant that so many songs that Slick Rick did. And till this day, his album still resonates throughout the fucking world. He has one of the greatest classic albums to ever hit in the 80s. But guess what? Drake ain't got that. No, he don't. And the only reason why they say that he got that is because hip-hop as an entrepreneur in lyrics has fallen drastically. Hip-hop music has gone from being lyrically insane into it's like, what the fuck? What did you just say, bro? You know what I'm saying? But slowly but surely, it's picking itself back up because Kendrick and Eminem, especially Eminem, has set the standards so high that if you can't come up with bars or lyrics, nobody want to hear your shit. But music at the time, why you think that Young Thug is so pissed off and other mumble rappers are so pissed off? Because they mumbling music ain't touching base with the world no more. You know, they want the akuta kitika takuta kotuka kubuka kikikaka alula labula kikila babula kukula babula to touch base with the world. And I'm sorry, it's not touching base with the world. The music is so whack. The music is so unlegendary that at this time, if you can't set the tone like Kendrick Lamar or Eminem or other rappers like Lupe Fiasco, I love me some Lupe Fiasco. You know what I'm saying? And there's other rappers that I love, like Immortal Technique, Hobson, you know what I'm saying? K Rhino, Kendrick Lamar. If you can't set the standards to how they rap, oh, I can't forget Token. Token is another one. You know, you got NF. NF is another one. But if y'all don't know who these rappers are that I'm naming, y'all look them up. Y'all listen to their music. Because, man, these rappers are fire. But it just comes to show you. Drake is not in that level, man. Drake is not in that genre. Drake would never have a classic album. And you see how fast he's falling. He's drastically losing his fucking legacy. Why? Because he did it to himself. I don't appreciate him having ghostwriters and taking the credit for what other people did for him. I don't respect a rapper like that. I don't respect nobody that don't give those credit that deserve the credit. That really was the ones that did your music and worked in your albums. Don't forget, Costa Nostra, all those guys are raw. Yeah, of course. You know what, Queen? There's so many rappers that are good. And just like I said earlier, they don't get the respect that they deserve. They're not even put out there in the radio waves or even put out on the internet like that. And I don't respect that shit. Instead, they got this whack ass music flying around claiming that it's hip hop. And then they want to go ahead and defend Drake talking about that he has classic albums. Man, if y'all don't stop that bullshit. This man ain't got no classic albums, and I just ain't gonna respect it. No, I'm not. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And it's just sad because I remember hip hop had a standard, and the standard was if you can't come with it, if you can't come with lyrics, if you can't be that fucking lyrical, insanely where you are respected and looked at as a dangerous lyricist, and you was crowned as one of the most illest rappers, you know what I'm saying? And even to be that competitive, to have classic albums and keep going and doing it repeatedly in a consistent level, you know, the standard has fallen off. The standard is not even dedicated to what it used to be. Now it's just bullshit, you know, about, oh, I want the bag. And I just go ahead and drop it and talk about money, talk about what I got, and do it in a mumble style. I ain't got time for it. I don't. Music is not what it used to be. There's only several rappers that still have that love for hip-hop, that respect hip-hop, that respect the rules and the authority and the Bible of hip-hop. You know what I'm saying? It's not what it used to be. And until we don't get these whack-ass rappers out the way, it will never be what it used to be. And to be honest with you, Drake is now looking for validation. Just like Kendrick Lamar told his daughter, I don't want to see you in the club. You know what I'm saying? Looking for validation. That's what Drake is doing. Looking for validation. Now he wants to play the victim. Now he wants to like, oh my God, look what Kendrick did to me. He killed my career. He lied about me. You know what, Drake? You did this to yourself. Remember? Drop. It took Kendrick Lamar 17 days to come back and destroy your whole career. And that's exactly what he did. It took him 17 days. But you out here crying like a little bitch. You over here crying, playing the victim, looking for validation from everybody. And guess what? You're not going to get it. And that's why I know you will never, ever have a classic fucking album in your fucking life or career. You will never have that privilege. You will never have that criteria. It's not a statement. What I'm trying to say is fucking facts. It's not a statement. Because if it was a statement, believe me, you would have understand it. I'm just letting you know it's a fact. You will never have a classic album in your career. And it's diminishing. And to be honest with you, I feel bad for Drake fans. Because they're waiting for the Iceman album and it's never going to come out. It's been what? A year? Since he's been saying that the Iceman is going to come out? And it keeps on delaying it. Leaks here, leaks there, leaks here, leaks there. It's never going to come out. So, in those perspectives, bruh, if I was you, I'd just leave it alone. Don't even try to do anything. Why would you even try to, you know what I'm saying, do something that you know that is going to become a failure? It's not going to prevail. It's not going to make it. The substance itself is just pathetic. So I don't want to go ahead and hear people talk about, oh yeah, Drake is going to come back, or Drake is going to blow up, or Drake is going to do his thing. Oh, the Iceman is going to fucking do history. It's going to fucking do historical numbers. No, the fuck it ain't, because if it did, it would have fucking came out already. Excuse my language, but I'm tired of these Drake fans already talking shit. That's all they seem to do is just talk shit and talk shit. And they came back up. Nothing of what the fuck, you know what I'm saying, Drake is supposed to do. Y'all Drake fans don't realize he's using y'all, manipulating y'all. And then on top of that, all the gambling money that he has taken from y'all, he has stolen millions of dollars from his own fans that want to put money in stake. In that, in the stake business that him and the motherfuckers that have been already called out before for doing the same thing to other people, taking millions of dollars. And he's been doing it to his own fans along with Adam Ross for years. I got to get back to work, but thank you. Love your passion for hip hop. I've been a hip hop head since its inceptions. You have a great evening. Of course, thank you so much, and I appreciate it. You have a good day at work too, you know what I'm saying? And thank you so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate that. Chat, y'all show love to her too, you know what I'm saying? And thank you again. It really means a lot to me. But once again, there's nothing that nobody can tell me, nobody can do. You know what I mean? To make me think otherwise when it comes to PP Karen. I'm sorry. It is what it is. And he has been so disrespectful to hip hop. For me to respect it, never. And that's the sad part about it. Is that people expect, especially his fans, for us to respect somebody that don't even respect what hip hop is all about. You're not supposed to sue people. You're not supposed to take people to court because you lost in a diss song. Kind of shit that is. Nah, man, it doesn't work that way. I'm sorry. That's why I say hip-hop has lost its touch when it comes to PP Karen rappers like Mr. Drake himself. And it's going to continue like this until something is done about it. You know what I mean? Because the standards itself, just like Nas said, hip-hop is dead. But there's some rappers that still have it alive. There's some rappers that have respect enough to still have respect for hip-hop and still deliver in hip-hop wise. But besides that, the majority, nah, man, I just don't see how they disrespecting hip-hop the way they do. How they getting away by disrespecting what hip-hop stands for and just the dedication, the love, the passion, and everything that means hip-hop itself. And that's why I don't respect a lot of rappers from hip hop nowadays. I just don't respect it. I'm sorry. I don't. And it's always going to be that way until drastic changes are made. But I wanted to just go ahead and do this video to let the world know that I am for certain and I have the evidence and proof, just like all hip-hop heads that love hip-hop, like myself, that Drake will never and doesn't have a fucking hip-hop classic album. He doesn't. It's just what it is. But I'm going to go ahead and end this video. Thank y'all so much. You know what I mean? For coming to my live, Queen and Dak and everybody that came in. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate it for real. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm already at 946, I think. Trying to get to 1,000 and move on up. Like, the Jefferson show be saying, trying to move on up. Just thank y'all so much. I really do appreciate it. Oh, how you doing? Well, since you coming in late, I'm talking about PP Karen Drake. You know what I'm saying? He does not have no classic albums. This man has manipulated the game, cheated the game, inflated his songs, his singles, his albums with bobs, payolas by ghostwriters, and Ebro was not lying. Ebro said Drake does not have a classic hip-hop album, and he doesn't. He doesn't. I don't care what nobody says. He is not in the same book as Tupac, Biggie, Eminem, fucking Busta Rhymes, and so many others. KRS-One, fucking Rakim, LL Cool J, and so many. That Big Pun, DMX, God bless his soul. He's not in the same, Kendrick Lamar, he's not in the same laboratory. He doesn't belong being in the same settings or in the same table or even sitting down with them. Those are greats. Those are real hip hop, real fucking goats. He has nothing when it comes to touching real hip hop legends. This man has basically come up out of the machine and from ghostwriters. And don't even give credit when credit is due to others that helped him to build his fucking legacy, which is falling drastically. And we're gonna thank Kendrick Lamar for that one, because Kendrick did his thing. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. But Drake would never have a hip hop classic. And I appreciate Ebro saying that. But Ebro, I'm gonna be honest with you. We already knew that. Me as a hip hop student and also a rapper, and also that came up from the freestyle, you know what I'm saying, genre? Drake would never have a hip hop classic album, bro. I don't care what the internet says. I don't care what his stance says. I don't care what the number says. He cannot sit next to the hip hop greats and legends and goats that really have hip hop classic albums. He can't. He would never be in that same perspective, in that same page, in that same, aroma and algorithm when it comes to hip hop classics. Never. So for all you Drake fans and stans, I'm sorry to tell you, y'all boy went out sad. He went out suing UMG and suing Kendrick Lamar for Not Like Us. Ain't no hip-hop GOAT or hip-hop legend does that shit. Ain't no legend that's within the hip-hop genre is going to go out sad like that. No. You know what they're going to do? They're going to go ahead. They're going to suit up. They're going to boot up. They're going to go ahead and grab their pen and paper. They're going to write more music. And they're going to continue dropping diss tracks after diss tracks until they feel, you know what? I lost. Or you know what? I want to stop the beef. Or you know what? I beat this motherfucker. Let me go in and pursue something different because it's time for me to move my perspectives from this matter. But no. UMG don't want to pay me $2 billion. Kendrick Lamar called me a pedophile. Kendrick Lamar lied about me. But didn't you say in the song? Talk to me about liking young girls because to me it's a gift. Go ahead and call me a pedophile. Didn't you say that in your Tupac voice and AI song? Didn't you say that? Go ahead and call me a pedophile. Talk to them about me being a pedophile, about me liking young girls. And then Kendrick Lamar just addressed it. Kendrick Lamar ain't said that you was a pedophile. He just said, hey Drake, I hear you like them young. You better not ever go to Cell Block 1. That's a big difference from him calling you a pedophile to him saying, hey Drake, I hear you like them young. He said, I hear you like them young. It's a big difference, dog. But you sit here and you make it seem like you're the victim now. You ain't no fucking victim. You caused this upon yourself. And after 2.5 years, we still talking about this shit? If it would have been the 80s or 90s, this shit would have been over with. Why? Because you would not be accepted in hip-hop. You would not be within the circle of hip-hop if it was the 80s and 90s, bro. They would have thrown your fucking whole catalog in the garbage. But that's who you are, Drake. You a fucking crybaby. You're a crybaby, and now you want to play the victim. And Ebro was right into putting your ass out there into saying that you are not within the genre of having a hip-hop classic. You don't have hip-hop classic albums. You don't. And for whoever thinks that he does, y'all don't know hip-hop then. Hip hop is about lyricism. It's about battling each other. It's about talking about the government. It's about talking about what the fuck is wrong with the world. It's about talking about your life. It's about talking about your struggles, your troubles, you making it out the hood, or providing or giving an acknowledgement or giving wisdom and understanding to the youth to wake up. To you know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Stop your bullshit, bruh. Stop. But instead, you out here making an ass out of yourself, thinking that the hip-hop world is going to forgive you and move on and label you within the greats when it comes to hip-hop. When it comes to hip-hop, no. We're not going to congratulate you. We're not going to salute you. We're not going to sit here and listen to your excuses and listen to your victimization. That's called validation. You're looking for the wrong validation, bruh. And that's why I know that you would never write a hip-hop classic album. You would never be within that world itself where we can look at you and say, you know what, man, Drake outdid himself for this one. Drake really wrote a fucking classic album. Damn, you know what? Let's give him the respect that he deserves so he could be in the same circle as the hip-hop greats. Hell no. And then when you use Tupac's voice and Snoop Dogg's voice in that AI song, that was so disrespectful. That made you look so weak. And Kendrick Lamar was mad. And that's why he made that song, what was it? Reincarnated? Resurrected. I'm sorry, resurrected. You know what I'm saying? So for you to play the victim now after you created this narrative, you created this fucking perspective to yourself. You was the one that told Kendrick Lamar, drop, drop, drop. Remember? I don't want to hear none of that shit, man. It's just so sad, bro, that the world don't see the type of fraud that you are within the fucking hip-hop world. It's sad that they still fucking defend you and see you as so-called one of the greats. Hell no. I would never see Drake as one of the greatest rappers of all time. No. Why? Because you had ghostwriters, bro. And when you have ghostwriters in the 80s, they would have fucking smashed your ass. They would have obliterated your ass. In the early 90s, you wouldn't even be accepted to even drop music. They would have fucking kicked you out the record label if that was the case. Why? Because if you can't write your own music, that means you're not a rapper. That means you a mid/wannabe rapper. That means you want to be one of the greats. You trying to be one of the greats. You reenacting or fucking faking the funk to even trying to be one of the great rappers. Back then, there weren't no such thing as somebody writing a song for you. No. If you didn't write your own music, you was out the question, bruh. Nobody was going to respect your rhymes because it didn't came from you. It came from somebody else. It is what it is, man. But I'm going to go ahead, you know what I'm saying, and end it. Thank y'all so much for coming through. I really do appreciate it. Much love, much respect. I will be going live maybe in a day or two. I don't know. But thank y'all so much. I'm going to go ahead and just end it like this. There's no such thing as a rapper being great and having a classic album when you can't even write your own motherfucking music. Ain't no such thing, man. And I grew up on that genre. I grew up watching rappers battling each other, going head to head, killing and embarrassing each other, talking about each other's family. Talking about shit that will make today's game look so bad. But guess what? That's what hip-hop came about. That's how hip-hop was born. That was the birth of hip-hop. But now you got these fucking rappers that are just making making hip hop look bad, and Drake is one of them. And he doesn't deserve to be in the same genre or in the same perspective or in the same circle or in the same environment as the 80s and the 90s rappers that have hip hop classic albums. He does not deserve to be in the same fucking league as them. And the reason why is because Drake don't even respect himself as an individual. He don't even respect those that came before him. He don't even respect those that write music for him, that write his lines bar for bar. I can't respect nobody like that. I'm sorry. Fuck that. He gets what he deserves. And I'm glad that Kendrick Lamar put his ass to sleep. And every time that he talks about his Iceman album, he delays it. This man has came out with almost 50 songs plus since Kendrick Lamar put him to sleep. And guess what? They all have failed miserably. They all have flopped miserably. The only song that hit number 2 was Nokia. That's it. And guess what? Nokia was written by somebody else. I don't respect that shit. I don't respect it. I'm sorry. But I'm not sorry because I know I'm speaking facts. And for whoever don't know that's not true, y'all go ahead and do y'all facts. Y'all go ahead and do y'all research on me. Because in reality, Drake did not write most of his so-called classics. He had others write most of his classics. What rapper do you know from the 80s and 90s that has allowed somebody to write their classics? Like Cat Williams, I'll wait. Like Cat Williams, I will wait. Show me so I can see. And I know a lot of Drake fans right now, they're like, you know what, Chico Black, fuck you, man. Fuck you, Chico Black. You ain't shit, nigga. You just hating on Kendrick Lamar. No, I mean, you just hating on Drake. No, I'm not. I'm speaking facts. And why I'm speaking facts is because I never liked Drake. I have never liked his music, his swag, his style, his pizzazz. I've never liked Drake in my life. So how can I be hating? When you don't like somebody from the beginning, how do you call that hate? You just call that being 100 real. You just call that being who the fuck you really are. Instead of him, he's a fucking fake ass wannabe rapper that fucking stole flows, swags, personas, you know what I'm saying, algorithms. Like, he was afraid of just being himself. Don't get me wrong. The boy can sing his ass off about women. Don't get me wrong. On that level, I gotta give it to him. But when it comes to him being a rapper, nah, bro. I'm sorry. No. I'm not gonna give him that respect. I'm sorry. No. I don't care what nobody says. You gotta be lyrically inclined for me to respect you as a rapper and write your own shit. I'm not gonna see it and respect you when you don't write your own shit. You have somebody writing your music. You have somebody that has done your music and your classics, but you're the one taking credit for it. Oh yeah, there's people that came out and said that they were about to fucking slap the shit out of Drake because Drake wants to take all the credit for some of the so-called classics that he has had throughout his career. And guess what? Not only that, they have called out Drake for so much other shit. For stealing music, for stealing beats, for stealing flows, for stealing algorithms, all types of shit. Especially XXXTentacion, which I spoke about earlier. So, if y'all want to say that he has classic albums, I want to say that's bullshit. Call me out on it if you think I'm bullshit. Say something about it if you think I'm bullshit. Y'all know I ain't bullshit. But when it comes to Drake stans and Drake fans, they don't want to hear the truth. You know why they don't want to hear the truth? Because it's going to hurt their soul. They gonna be butt hurt. No P. Diddy, by the way. They gonna be ass hurt because they don't want to hear the truth about they so-called GOAT. And that's the sad part about it. Instead of motherfuckers realizing that the truth is the truth and facts is facts, they want to go in and deny shit just like Drake has denied his whole career. And don't get me wrong, this man was on top of the game for 15 or 20 years, but that's because the machine has helped him for that long. That's because the machine has helped Drake develop this narrative and this perspective that he is a great hip-hop artist. No, the fuck you ain't. You're not a hip-hop artist. You're a pop artist that engaged yourself and got into hip-hop. But as you can see, you destroyed that. Why? Because you try to go up against a real battle rapper, a real lyricist, somebody that diminished you even before he entered the ring with you. You called them out. Drop. And it took him 17 days to come back and fucking destroy you. So, I don't want to hear nobody's mouth, man. I'm tired of seeing Drake fans trying to defend this dude. There is no defending this dude. It's over with. He's basically making y'all look bad. He's basically disappointing every fan. He's basically making y'all look bad. He's basically just sitting there and making all the excuses in the world not to come out with Iceman. He should call that album the Meltdown Iceman or the fucking Melt Iceman, because he's basically embarrassing himself. No rapper does that shit. No rapper goes out like that. If you're not Ja Rule, which now 50 Cent is the new Ja Rule for what Dalmani's doing to him and for what T.I. is doing to him and what the T.I. family's doing to him. Now he is the new Ja Rule. I know Ja Rule is celebrating every fucking chance he gets right now. I know Benzino is celebrating too. So it's ridiculous to even put Dre in the same genre to having fucking hip-hop classic albums. He does not have classic albums. I don't care what nobody says, man. Please do y'all history and do y'all research before you even call Drake a hip-hop artist. He is not a hip-hop lyricist. He does not have these criterias. He does not have these morals and respecting standards for me to even say that he's a fucking spitter. He doesn't. All he has is this pop collaboration / R&B / hip-hop rap collab that makes it seem that he's within the genre itself, but he's not. He ain't no Nas. He ain't no Tupac. He ain't no Biggie. He ain't no Big Pun. He ain't no DMX. He ain't no Rakim. He ain't no Busta Rhymes. He ain't no Eminem. He ain't no T.I. He ain't no Ludacris. He ain't no Tribe Called Quest. He ain't no... Man, come on, bro. Just stop it, bro. Stop. He is not no Lauryn Hill. He ain't no Queen Latifah. He ain't no Salt and Pepper. Come on, man. He ain't no fucking Wu-Tang Clan. He ain't no Bone Thugs and Harmony. He ain't no NWA. He ain't no Ghetto Boys. No. Stop it, man. Stop it. Stop the bullshit. Stop this fake ass fucking narrative that he is within the greats himself. No, the fuck he's not. And I'm going to stand here and I'm going to defend what I'm saying. I'm going to respect what I'm saying because I know it's true. And it makes all the perfect sense in the world. There's nothing that nobody can tell me about this guy having a hip-hop classic album. There's nothing nobody can tell me. And if y'all believe that shit yourself, then y'all fucking blind. Then y'all don't make sense. Y'all don't know about hip-hop then, if that's the fucking case. Don't disrespect hip-hop like that, man. Don't disrespect those that came before. Don't disrespect those that really have hip-hop classic albums, that really laid it out on the line when it came to hip-hop and the standard of hip-hop or the Bible of hip-hop. Don't disrespect it, man. But that just comes to show you how and what system and what program we are in today. It's just something that people want to narrate and congregate into believing that Drake does have a way of, or even a narrative of defending Drake into having hip-hop classic albums. No, the fuck he doesn't. There is no way in hell. I would never believe it. I would never retrieve it. I would never, deliver it. I would never impose to that. Never. And that's why I know deep in my heart, when I speak facts and when I speak the truth, I know Drake fans hate it. I know Drake fans hate me every bit. I know Drake fans wish that I was there so they could jump me and fuck me up, because facts hurts people. Facts hurts your feelings, your soul. Like, it just breaks you in pieces to know that your so-called favorite rapper is not even in the same genre as the great rappers that I mentioned. He's not in there. I'm sorry. He's just a fake-ass motherfucker that thought that he was going to be accepted with so many passes that they have given him. And now he's not even mentioned. He's not even within the same tree. He's not even within the same perspective. Why? Because everybody saw with their own eyes. How can a man name himself to even being in the hip-hop genre and say, I study rap battles for a living, is suing a rapper? How can you say, I study rap battles for a living, but you're suing a rapper for beating you? Come on, man. Stop the bullshit, man. And to proclaim that he has classic albums? Where? Show me. Prove it to me. Allegate it to me, because I don't see it. He is not in the same perspectives as all the rappers that I mentioned earlier on this live. No, the fuck he's not. So, I'm going to let them marinate on that. I'm going to let Drake stans keep thinking that. I'm going to let them keep, eating their brains the fuck out into believing that he's in the same page as Tupac, Biggie, Nas, Eminem, Raekwon, Big Daddy Kane, Wu-Tang, as all them boys, Busta Rhymes, K Rhino, fucking Immortal Technique, Token, NF, and all the boys that I fucking mentioned throughout this whole fucking video and live. I'm gonna go ahead and let Drake fans hate me so much for me being so realistic that I'm gonna do a part 2 of why Drake does not have no classic albums. Singing to women is no classic albums. Rapping to women is no classic albums. Having no substance is no classic albums. Moving from pop to R&B to slash hip-hop, it's no classic albums. Cheating hip-hop, it's no classic albums. Having ghostwriters, it's no classic albums. All your classics being written by ghostwriters and you taking the credit for it, you are not a legend. Listen, if that's a legend, you know how many motherfuckers will be on that board right now? Because even Dr. Dre has had Eminem write a couple of his bars. Jay-Z has written Dr. Dre bars. And guess what? Dr. Dre has at least one classic album, and that's Dre Chronicles. And the reason why is because he wrote it himself. But any other album, no, he doesn't. And the reason why? Because every other song, besides songs that Eminem wrote for him, songs that Jay-Z wrote for him, songs that Nas wrote for him, they're not qualified for him even being in the same genre as the rappers that wrote music for him. The fuck out of here, man. fuck out of here, man. For real, get the fuck out of here. But I will have a part 2 about this. And I will come out again. And I will speak about this again. Because in reality, somebody needs to talk about it. Somebody needs to, be in perspective and show the respect to hip hop and what hip hop should be all about. But for him to have a classic album, never. Never, never, never. Drake will never have a classic album, even when he decides to retire, even when he decides to do another album. He will never be in the same fucking shoes as the artists and rappers that I mentioned. Never, bro. And sad but true, like Metallica says, but hey, Drake, just face facts. You know you're not within that. You know you're not within that same perspective. You
call back.
Huh?
Got my car back.
I see. That's what's up, man.
I had to fix the tire today, me and my sister husband.
Oh, okay, that's what I'm talking about.
It took about like 2 hours. We kind of like, man.
Hey, I feel you though, shit. At least you got it fixed though, you feel me?
Yeah, I had to get the transportation.
All right, big dog.
All right, man.
Yes, sir, you already know.
All right.
So it's like, you know what? It is what it is, man. And I just am doing this because I feel if nobody brings it to the people's attention, they're going to run with the narrative and they're going to let a fake ass narrative and a lie of a narrative be the fucking tone to the perspectives of why Drake will never have a fucking classic hip hop album in his life and never will. Just like Bret the Hitman Hart says, he is the worst. Well, Bret the Hitman Hart says it differently, but I'm going to say it in reference, but just in a reverse way. Drake is the worst they ever was, the worst that they is, and the worst that they ever will be when it comes to having a hip-hop classic album. Why? Because he doesn't have one. He doesn't. And if you think I'm bullshit, y'all go ahead and do y'all research, man. Y'all go ahead and do y'all motherfucking homework and see what I'm talking about. You know how many rappers out there don't get the respect that they deserve like Drake gets it? But you got fucking ghostwriters that deserve all the respect in the world for writing the so-called classics that Drake got, but he don't even give them the respect and credit that they deserve? Nah, man, I don't respect that shit, dog. I don't respect nobody that don't respect real hip-hop and classic albums that they wrote themselves. And I'm talking about starting from the early 80s to the mid 80s to the late 80s to the early 90s to the mid 90s. I'm talking about them eras that rappers really did put their music together, wrote their shit, and did fucking classic albums. Drake ain't never did that. He had people write his classics. He had people literally write his classics. That's not a rapper, bro. That's not a legendary rapper. That's not a Hall of Fame of a rapper. That's just somebody that is trying to be a rapper, that is trying to feed off into being a rapper, that is engaged into trying to even be a rapper. I'm sorry. Doesn't work that way. Not in my world, not where I came from, not where I grew up at, not where I was raised at. No. And I would never respect it. I never will. And that's just what it is. Respect is given when respect is due. But I can't give it to somebody that basically came into the hip-hop world thinking that by him having ghostwriters and by him manipulating himself and inflating his music through the machine that was carrying him, to believe that he is the rapper of all rappers and that he has classics as fucking hip-hop. No. I'm sorry, he doesn't. He doesn't have it in him. I'm sorry. But this is the ending of the video. I have come to my end. I'm finna relax. I'm finna chill. I'm finna make me something to eat and look at some basketball scores and shit. But thank y'all so much I just decided to do this video. It'll be a part 2. This is your boy Chico Black Jaloso. Y'all already know what it is. Y'all show y'all boy love. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll go from there. Leave y'all comments. I'll go ahead and chit-chat with y'all, and we'll go from there. This y'all boy. Y'all be easy. Y'all take care of yourself. Peace.